If you're looking for your next epic story with overpowered main characters, intense battles, or just some fresh new worlds to explore, you are in the right place. So, buckle up, because today I'm bringing you some must-read manhwa and manhwa recommendations that'll keep you hooked from start to very finish. Demon called Instructor returns. So, I just checked out the demon called Instructor returns and wow, this one hits different. It follows Sa Bigong, a martial artist who survived the demon realm's invasion only to wake up 10 years before it even began. Now, armed with the knowledge of the future, he's on a mission to prevent the catastrophe and rebuild the Murim with an unstoppable force, which is the undefeatable corpse. The story balances intense martial arts, clever strategy, and high-stakes battles that feel genuinely risky. Every character dynamic is unpredictable, and pacing keeps you glued to the page. If you're into revenge, redemption, and seeing a protagonist actually earn his victories, this one is a thrilling ride from start to very finish. Next one is The Demon in Human Form. I was diving into some new manhwa and stumbled across The Demon in Human Form. Have you ever heard about that one? It's about Jin Gang, a demon feared by everyone except he is not some power-hungry villain. No, this guy is on a revenge quest for his wife and daughter. Sounds pretty intense, right? Well, after his death, he's reincarnated into a whole new world, and that's where things get messy. The whole plot is pretty solid. The MC actually struggles, which makes it more interesting than the usual overpowered protagonist. Characters are hit or miss though, but the world building keeps you hooked. It's got some great art too, so definitely worth checking out if you are into solid revenge story. Next is Chronicles of the Lazy Sovereign. Lee Yeon-ho, history's so-called hero, as a lazy, scheming con artist who faked his way to the glory, and God is satisfying. The art is absolute fire. Every fight scene crackles, every smirk oozes personality. Same author as Manhwa sect, but swapped the discipline for glorious, unapologetic grift. The only downside is still new, so we are all starving for more chapters. 9 out of 10. Would have been 10 if it fed us faster. Want historical chaos with zero morals? Then this is your Bible. Now go read it before I get these recommendations into your DMs daily. Moving on, we have Reincarnation of the Fist King. By the same creator of The Return of the Crazy Demon, this manhwa tells the story of Dan Wushung, a fierce fighter from the Murim world who met a brutal end at the hands of a demonic faction, but fate isn't done with him yet. Dan Wushung awakens in the body of Yunha, the eldest son of a wealthy merchant family. Though his new life is full of riches, his heart burns with a vow: debts must be repaid, grudges must be settled. Armed with his past martial arts skills and newfound resources, Dan Wushung embarks on a relentless journey of vengeance and power. If you love tales of gritty martial arts, reincarnation, and a protagonist climbing back up with unmatched resolve and strength, Reincarnation of the Fist King is definitely one to check out. Heavenly Inquisition Sword. The story follows Eon Jioka, a guy who has had a pretty rough go of it. Bullied mercilessly by his father's first wife and siblings, he eventually ended up imprisoned in a warehouse after his dad passed away. But Eon Jioka is not one to take that kind of abuse lying down. Nope, he's mastered some insanely powerful martial arts during his imprisonment, and now he's out for revenge. With gorgeous artwork, an engaging plot, and a protagonist you can't help but root for, Heavenly Inquisition Sword is a must-read for any Murim fan. Sure, the story hits a bit of a lull after the initial tournament arc, but trust me, when the action picks back up, it's absolutely worth the wait. This one is a wild manhwa from start to finish. Next is Tao of the Bizarre Immortal. Tao of the Bizarre Immortal breaks your brain with this premise. Li Huowang closes his eyes and enters a cultivation world where he is captured as a living medicine. But when he opens them, he is in a psychiatric hospital. Doctors say cultivation world is just hallucinations. But which reality is real? The story keeps you guessing what is actually happening. This psychological horror approach to cultivation is genuinely terrifying. The uncertainty between reality and madness creates this constant dread that most manhwa can't touch. Number 4. The Heavenly Demon Wants a Quiet Life. Get ready for something little different. It's Heavenly Demon Wants a Quiet Life, and trust me, this one's gonna be your wild ride. Our protagonist here, he's the Heavenly Demon, a guy who spent his whole life commanding fear and reverence. But right when he's about to kick the bucket, he discovers this crazy secret about the soul augmentation art. Turns out it's not just about consuming other people's soul. Who knew, right? Well, the Heavenly Demon gets a second chance at life, waking up in the body of this sickly young noble named Byok Taisan. And let me tell you, this guy is not about that noble life. He's gotta make his way to the courtesan house just to survive. The art in this manhwa is top-notch, with these epic battle scenes that'll have you pumped up. And the way the Heavenly Demon, now the Night King, has to navigate this new life of his is equal parts hilarious and intriguing. This guy just wants a quiet life, but the world's got other plans for him. So, if you're in the mood for a manhwa that's gonna keep you on their toes, with a protagonist who's just trying to live his best life, then the Heavenly Demon Wants a Quiet Life is definitely one you will want to check out. The next one is The Divine Demon's Grand Ascension. I just checked out this new manhwa called The Divine Demon's Grand Ascension, and it's straight up fire. Set in the Holy Land of the Demonic Path, 10 powerful sects once united to form what's feared as the Demon Palace. And now, a Heavenly Demon has awakened, ready to shake the entire martial world. At first, the story feels a little chaotic, but once it finds its footing, the pacing is flawless. No filler, no cheap outs. The fights feel brutal, the stakes are high, and yes, characters actually die. The world building is layered, the art looks sharp, and the intensity never lets up. If you are craving dark cultivation vibes, this one is absolutely worth diving into.
Reaper of the Drifting Moon. Get ready for a dark and intense story. Poor Pyawol is just an orphan wandering around until he gets kidnapped by some really bad people. Wol wakes up trapped in a dark pit with 300 other kids who all have been abducted to be trained as child assassins. The only way out is to fight and defeat the other brainwashed children. It's a brutal watch as the underdog Wol has to unleash his inner strength and overpower his evil captors through pure determination. The art perfectly shows the intense, bloody fight scenes. You'll cheer for Wol every exciting moment as he goes from helpless victim to unstoppable warrior getting revenge against his enemies. Myst, Might, Mayhem. Get this, there's this total psycho killer guy who loves murdering people. Sounds scary, right? Well, he gets an insane offer to pretend to be the son of a famous swordmaster family in exchange for freedom. So, our main character now has to act like he's a part of this important martial arts household. But can he really fool everyone and keep up the act? With only 7 chapters out so far, things are already getting super intense and suspenseful. Will the fake son slip up and show his true killer personality? Or will he manage to trick everyone? It's a wild premise that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Check it out if you're ready for some crazy twists.